Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm excited to be bringing you another mini looks and review video for my little series that I have going on. Today we're talking about the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette, and I have 3 looks for you, couple thoughts. Why don't we go ahead and get into it. Alright, as we get started, I'll link the playlist for this little review series. It's super quick. I show a couple little looks that I have recorded and talk about the palette in like the tiniest terms of review. So today, let's jump into look number 1. I wanted to start off with something really neutral, and I wanted to do at least one neutral look for every one of these videos that I'm going to do. But I also wanted to showcase that this palette has a little bit more range, I think, than what you think of it when you first look at it. There's a lot of like mauve-y cool tones in this palette, and surprisingly I decided to wear this on like a Georgia game day when I was wearing like a red shirt. So what I did was kind of go in with these 2 like warmer shades up here. They still pull very pink, obviously, because the palette gets very like mauve pink kind of palette. And then on my lid I used this like kind of bronzy shade here, and then on the inner corner I used a little bit of this like pinky kind of champagne color right here. Just to quickly give you a little swatch, that is the inner corner shade. That's the shade I used on my lid, and then this shade right here that I'm showing is actually this little other like brown shade right there. It's kind of a bronzy tone, but if you look at it, it looks like it's got a little bit of almost like a purpley blue reflect to it, kind of like the look similar today, but it definitely doesn't pull like that on the eyes, I don't think. But yeah, that's look number 1. Super simple, something that pulls probably the warmest look you could kind of pull out of here, other than going for like this pink shade, which I did not do a look with this pink shade. So let me go ahead and swatch this one for you too. So there is that little pink shade. Very pretty, honestly. These like shimmers are just fantastic. Now let's go ahead and move into look number 2. Look number 2, I wanted to showcase this shade up here called Cosmic Love. It is something to love for sure. This guy is a beautiful, like almost like purpley, but it like reflects blue little shimmer, and I wanted to kind of really pull more of a purpley blue look out of this palette. So I did this in my crease and kind of all over my lid, and then in the outer corner I took this Empowered shade, which looks like it's going to be a shimmer, but to me I think it's like, I mean, it is more of a metallic shade, but I used it in my outer corner as like a deepening shade, and it like pulls a very purple on my skin tone, which I thought was absolutely gorgeous. And then I put Cosmic Love mostly on the inner corner of that look, or not the inner corner, the lid of that look. And then on the inner corner I wanted to try to see if this Moon Magic shade would pull differently. They didn't really pull that different on that day. Let me swatch them beside each other for you. So that is Cosmic Love, and then this is the other shade I'm talking about. You probably can't see it. I think the other shade, the one which, surprise, I'm wearing also today, this one has a more sheer base, so the fact that I had it over this like kind of mauve shade I think made it look a lot more similar to that Cosmic Love shade. But those shades are fantastic. And also I wanted to show you right there, that is the last little special shade I would say in this palette right here. And I'm just realizing that I think I meant to when I sat down to do my makeup today, I was going to use this shade and I got distracted and used Moon Magic. But why don't we go ahead and talk about look number 3, the one I'm wearing. I put Radiate. I wanted to go with something more neutral but still like very sparkly and pretty. I put Radiate in my crease. I did put Moon Magic again all over my lid and kind of mixed it into the crease just a little bit, just because I wanted something a little deeper to put this sheer shade over, even though right now I'm realizing I should have used this shade. And then in my outer corner I used this like shade here, and if you can't tell in person, these tones, while they look kind of like gray in the pan, I think they still pull very like pinky, almost purple kind of tones, at least on my skin tone. And then I used Moon Magic on my like halo eye today, and I'm realizing I should have used Blissful here. Let me go ahead and tap a little bit on, why not, right in the center. Does that really change the look? Probably not, but you know, it got it done. I really like this look. I think this is probably my favorite look that I've done with this palette, and I've done this look before. This palette really is stunning. Why don't we go ahead and transition into the mini review part of the video. I think this palette is fantastic. This is my first Huda Beauty like big palette, and I knew when I was watching reviews for this palette that people talked about the textures in here being really special, and I knew they were going to be good, but honestly they like even surpass what I was expecting for these shades. I love these 3 special like glittery shades, and even the other shades that are just like metallics, they're still like stellar quality. So I think if I had to pull one con out of this palette, it would be that maybe these 3 special shades can look a little bit similar in some ways. They all kind of have like this purpley blue reflect to them. Maybe it would be nice if one pulled a little bit more purple and one a little bit more blue, just to differentiate them a little bit. But honestly, I'm just being picky at that point. I think they're stunning. I really enjoy this palette, and I cannot wait to reach for this more, especially during the winter. This palette is like winter / spring to me. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Short, sweet. I hope you're enjoying this series, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.